Look at Matthew 5 and 17. We give praise, glory, and honor to y'all through the way of our Lord Yahshua HaMashiach. Let's get this show on the road. Matthew 5 and 17. Somebody need to mute their phone. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I come not to destroy, but to fulfill. For truly I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Now I had a couple young men, they were going hard about how Mashiach ain't real, the New Testament false. We just gonna look at a couple of those things, the type of games that niggas like to play. Because niggas like to play some mean games. Let me see what that first one is, where I can remember where it is. And then we're gonna deal with one of the things that they love to play with. First, let's look at Matthew chapter 2. And about verse 7. We're going to look at something. He said this is contradiction. Then we're going to look at Luke chapter 2. See, I have to do this stuff from time to time in case one of y'all come running, y'all go see this stuff. Well, he might got a point. And I'm going to tell you stupid right along with it. He said, then Herod, when he had privily called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, go and search diligently for the young child, and when you have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also. When they heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. When they were coming to the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they opened their treasure, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned of Elohim in a dream, that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise, and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word, for Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night, and departed into Egypt. And was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of by Yah by the prophet, saying, out of Egypt have I called my son. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceedingly wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem and all the coast, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he diligently acquired of the wise men. Now let's go look at Luke chapter 2, because this is where he's going to say you see the contradiction at. Does it tell you when, how old the Lord was when he went into, when he told him to take him into Egypt? Does it tell you when? It ain't tell you none of that, did it? Well, let's look in Luke chapter 2. Let's see where we can go ahead and crack this idiotic nigga upside his head. Let's look at verse 21. See, what these dudes be failing to realize is each of these men is given an account of the story. One man may mention one thing and another man may mention another. You know what I'm saying? So we look at verse 20, right? And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising Elohim for all the things that they had heard and seen as it was told unto them. So these are the same shepherds that we read about that, you know what I'm saying, got the sign and went to go see the man, right? And it says, and when 8 days were accomplished for the circumcising of the child, his name was called Yahshua, which was so named of the angel before he was conceived in the womb. Who remember who told us he had a name? His name was called in the bowels of his mother's womb. Who remember what prophet told us that? Isaiah told us that. Isaiah told us that. And he said, and when the days of her purification according to the law of Moses were accomplished, they brought him to Jerusalem to present him to Yah. As it is written in the law of Yah, every male that opened the womb shall be called Kodesh to Yah. You know, in the law it states that every firstborn male, he's supposed to be brought up to Jerusalem before Yah. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to bring him, you're supposed to present him. Do you see what the so-called contradiction this man was trying to see? Do you see what he was trying to see, what contradiction is? Do any of y'all see what a contradiction is saying was going to be at? Well, what he trying to say the contradiction is, how would he be able to, go ahead. Yeah, but see, I'm gonna show you what the difference is. That's part of what he was trying to show you how dumb this nigga is. He was saying, how could he go into Egypt, but he circumcised him at 8 years old, 8 days old in Jerusalem? He never told you how old the baby was when he went, did he? You know what I'm saying? He said the wise men went another way. So that means it would have took a period of time before Herod realized they hadn't came back.
That's what I was just thinking.
You know what I'm saying? And I think 8 days probably would have passed before Herod realized he got. Since there wasn't no internet or no text messages back then, you know what I'm talking about? Nigga couldn't get on the phone. Hey, Herod, them niggas got you, bro. They gone. Then they so dumb, because these people knew the law, they left Bethlehem. You know what I'm talking about? Because they had to go where? They had to go to Jerusalem first. If you just had a firstborn son, he just told you, I got to bring him here. They said they brought him there according to what? The law, right? So it would make sense. Herod, you got to understand something. Herod don't know our law well enough to know they would bring the baby to Jerusalem. He don't know it that well. He said, you know what? Because you know how we know he don't know it that well? Because he asked the wise men, where the book say he's supposed to be born at? You know what I'm saying? He didn't know that. They say Bethlehem. This is what he said. That's how you know the New Testament false. That's how you know the Lord got him. Because you were looking for something. Come to Hosea 11:1. They said that ain't got nothing to do with your JC. He called it, that got to do with us. Let's see if it do. They got to say what they supposed to say. Hosea 11:1. When Israel was a child, then I loved him and called my son out of Egypt. As they called them, so they went from them. They sacrificed unto Balaam and burned incense to graven images. I taught Ephraim also to go, taking them by their arms, but they knew not that I healed them. I drew them with the cords of a man, with bands of love. I was to them as they that take off the yoke on their jaws. I laid meat unto them. He shall not return into the land of Egypt. Hold on, because my page wrinkled. He shall not return unto Egypt, but the Assyrian shall be his king, because they refuse to return. And the sword shall abide on his cities, and shall consume his branches and devour them because of their own counsels. My people are bent to backsliding from me. Though they called them to the Most High, none at all would exalt him. Now, he said, now we just sat back and seen, right, that Matthew chapter 2 said that with him coming out of the land of Egypt was the fulfilling of this, right? Why would this be the fulfilling of this? Let's look at Exodus 4:22. Let's see if he already told us about it. See, they're going to kick and scream and say, that's about us. Verse 22, make it 21. And Yah said unto Moses, when thou go to return into Egypt, see that thou do all these wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in thy hand. But I will harden his heart, that he shall not let the people go. Thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith Yah, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. And I say unto thee, let my son go, that he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn. So now we look like he said, Israel, that is my firstborn. Now we know full well, if we go look at Numbers 24, let's look at Numbers 24. Because to a stupid nigga, we going to see a contradiction. Numbers 24. Verse 17. Did they say they seen a star in heaven, right? Didn't they say the white man seen a star? I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remain of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable, and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. And he looked on the Kenites, and took up his parable, and said, strong is thy dwelling place, and thou put thy nest in a rock. Nevertheless, the Kenites shall be wasted, until Ashur shall carry thee away captive. And he took up his parable, and said, alas, who shall live when Elohim do this? Now, what did you just noted that he said about Amalek? Because obviously you know that star coming out of Jacob and that scepter rising out of Israel is Yahshua coming back to rule. He King of kings and Lord of lords, right? He said Amalek. Yeah, absolutely. He said Amalek was the first of the nation. Y'all know who Amalek is? Do any of y'all know who Amalek is? Who is Amalek? You know who Amalek is? That's Esau's son. Now, how Amalek the first of the nations, and he is Esau's son? Oh, that's his son, right? Yeah, that's his son. Yeah. Well, let's sit back and look at it. If we see he the first of the nations, right, and his latter end is going to be that he perish forever. Well, let's look in John 8 and 44 and let's see then. Remember, this tying into something we looked at already. What did we look at already with Amalek? What did we already look at with Amalek? Who remember? I'm not asking this question to ask it. I know the answer. Come on, y'all. It wasn't that long ago. What did we just look at with Amalek? What do we look at in the book of Exodus, the 17th chapter? When Joshua discomfited Amalek, when Moses' arms was held up to the going down of the sun, he defeated Amalek. Then he said he would blot his name out from under heaven forever. All right. So when we see his latter end, he gonna perish. Let's look at John 8 and 44 though, because he said you the first of all the nations. Make it 43. Because if he said he was speaking a parable, then what was he speaking then? It was a dark saying, hard to be uttered. Matter of fact, hold what you got. Look at Psalm 78 and 1. This go back to what we looked at last week with a messenger. Say a messenger got to interpret it for you, right? So how you going to hear without a preacher? That's basically what Job was telling you. Psalm 78 and 1. Give ear, O my people, to my law. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. Ain't that something? That just hit my mind of what the dude, BBD, man, old Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike was upset by, old Ricky Bobby. Because he said Hamashiach wasn't the law, right? So when we read to him, he said, I perceived from Elohim, I came from him. We showed him in Isaiah 51 where he says, clear as day, a law shall proceed from me. And now this man say, give ear, O my people, to my law, incline your ears to the words of my mouth. And Hamashiach told these people plainly the same thing. We're going to come back and read it now. Just hold on. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard and known, and our fathers had told us. So he said he going to utter dark sayings. He going to open his mouth in a parable. This also going back when you read, when he always spoke to them in a parable, because it was written. But then he turned down and he broke it down for them too, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what a preacher's supposed to do. I'm talking about, I ain't talking about just when he explained to him the parable. I'm talking about when he rose from the dead and broke it down for him. You know what I'm saying? He broke the parable down for him. Come on back to John 8 and 44. Now, this man just sat back here because he said a preacher was wise. He sought out knowledge and set in order many proverbs, many dark sayings. The man's Balaam sitting right up here right now, taking up a proverb in his mouth, a parable. Who going to be able to understand it? 8 and 43. Make it 42, though. Let's look what the Lord tell these people. John 8:42. Yahshua said unto them, if Elohim were your father, you would love me, for I proceed forth and came from Elohim. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. And when he speak a lie, he speak of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. Didn't that psalm just say, hear my words, incline your ear to my law? Listen to me. That's all Hamashiach we're trying to get these people to do. Listen to what I'm telling you. That's all we be trying to do. Listen to what we telling you. But you don't want to listen. You want to do what you want to do. I'm going to tell y'all something like this here, man. I done told y'all this before. You go do something stupid, man. If you want to go to hell, I hope you go. I'm talking about I hope you go. I didn't want to make sure that make sure you take everything you need for your journey. Make sure you get you some Matchbox shoes, some gasoline drawers, a flammable shirt, and make sure you get to the front of the line when it's time. And say, here I go. I've been waiting to get here. I've been waiting to take a vacation here. Revelation 12:9. We come back to Numbers 24. I didn't have to show you this one thing. We're going to deal with one particular thing. What these niggas always been screaming about. How can Yahshua be Immanuel? We're going to see how he's going to be Immanuel. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. I didn't read verse 4 about the tail drawing a third part of the stars of heaven and then cast them to the earth, and the dragon stood before the woman. Now, it said he was the first of the nations, right? How are we going to be able to ascertain he was the first of the nations then? Yeah, absolutely. Genesis 1:14. Because he said he took the stars down. That means Satan was right there with him. And Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. Let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and it was so. And Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and he made the star also. So who did lesser light to rule the night then? That's Satan. So we see the correlation of, that's Satan right there, children of the night. He said, we're not of darkness. Satan is darkness. 1 John 1 and 5. I was wrong with some of y'all. Y'all darkness. That's why the Lord say, man, make sure the light be in you, be light, because if it be darkness, whoo, that's ugly. 1 John 1 and 3. Make it 1 and 3. That which we have seen and heard declare we unto you, that you also may have fellowship with us. And truly our fellowship is with the Father and with his Son, Yahshua HaMashiach. These things write we unto you, that your joy may be full. This then is the message which we have of him, and declare unto you that Elohim is light, and in him is no darkness at all. Because he said he made a lesser light. Come on, 2 Corinthians chapter 11. To rule the night. I'm going to show y'all to thank the Lord. Hold on. What is it? 2 Corinthians chapter 11. I want something to come to my mind with that. Let me get on around here. Y'all know what it is. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, about verse 14. Make it 13. Matter of fact, let's make it 10. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 10. As the truth of Hamashiach is in me, no man shall stop me of this boasting in the regions of Achaia. Wherefore, because I love you not, Elohim know. But what I do, that I will do, that I may cut off occasion from them which desire occasion, that wherein they glory, they may be found even as we. For such are false apostles and deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. Because you remember now, he said, Amalek, why are you out here, Lizzie? You have escaped.
Lizzie, go lay down.
Now, he said Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end was he gonna perish. He just said, I made a lesser light to rule the night. Because that moon still gives light, don't it? So that's giving you an example of what Paul say. He transformed himself into an angel of light. Because if he over the night, you know ain't no light at nighttime. He say he that walk in darkness don't know where he going. Come over here to John chapter 10. He reflecting the light. Absolutely, because that's all the moon does is reflect light. It doesn't have light in it. There you go. Y'all do know that, right? Ain't no light in the moon, right? All it do is reflect the light that come off the sun, don't it? Ooh, make itself into a minister of righteousness. Transform itself. But that ain't no real light though, buddy. That's a sleight of hand. John 10 and 10. The thief come not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. When thieves usually come out? At nighttime. When you sleep. And what did Paul tell us in Thessalonians? We not children of the night where we sleep and slumber like do others. Hey, ain't that amazing that people that had no idea where Hamashiach would get that from? Because he said that they would be for signs and wonders, them stars, right? Let me show you something else. Revelation 13. Because he said they'd be false apostles, man. So if they false apostles, that means they false stars, they false lights, meaning they coming with false signs then. 13 and 12. Revelation 13 and 12. Y'all would never thought Paul get that statement from the law, because he said a lesser light, the rule of night. Somebody get your face off your phone. They ain't probably, I'm talking about saliva just stink. Wake you right on up. And he said he exercised all power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he do great wonders, so that he make fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceive them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image of the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Who made fire come down from heaven? Elijah did. You know what I'm saying? That was a sign. He made fire come down from heaven twice. So guess what though? That means he would be transforming himself into an angel of light, as if Yah was with him, because it say the stars in the firmament were for signs and for wonders. So then when we see Paul saying, don't be shocked if his ministers come as ministers of righteousness, it's going to be the same thing. And it's coming because he's been given the rule over the night. Hamashiach told the disciples, he said, man, the night come when no man can work. What's symbolic of night or darkness? What's another thing symbolic of that? And who got power over death? The devil. So that means the lesser light got power over the night then, now don't it? But Paul a false apostle though. We just verified everything he just said with the law, didn't it? Huh? So let's see what his latter end gonna be in Matthew 25 and 41. Let's see what Amalek latter end gonna be. So y'all didn't know, I had been holding this here number 24 for a little second with Amalek. I thank the Lord, he had already set it up. Now we don't come back down here and knock it down. Y'all understood that? That made sense for you? Or is it far-fetched? Oh, praise the Lord. Thank the Lord. Then shall he say unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. Huh? Revelation chapter 20. So we just seen Amalek latter end. Remember, he said it's a parable. That means this is a dark saying. That means it's a mystery. That means it's a prophecy. That means this is bigger than Amalek. Revelation 20 and 10. And the devil that deceived them, well, we'll back it up to verse 7. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Does anybody know who told you when Satan would go in his prison? Isaiah told you about it in the 24th chapter, in the 23rd verse. He told you about it. Or the 22nd verse, he'll be gathered as prisoners are gathered in the pit and shall be shut in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited. He told you about it. He's saying they shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And they went up out of the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about and the beloved city, and fire came down from Elohim out of heaven and devoured them. Who told you about this? Ezekiel told you about this in the 38th chapter. Go look on the YouTube channel with my government name on it. It's a 20-minute selection on there about it. I'm serious. Now, he didn't tell you about this here. Ezekiel told you about this here, blow for blow, word for word, step for step. This ain't Armageddon. This ain't Armageddon. Because this is dealing with, we already in the land. We already been delivered and brought in the land. And Gog and Magog come up. Ezekiel told you they were dwelling in walls, dwelling in tents without walls. Say we were at peace, and we were at safety, and we were at peace, at rest, and no man troubled us. I say, man, go look on the YouTube channel with my name on it. You'll see it. It's down there to the bottom. Ezekiel was telling you about something. I'm going to tell y'all something. Lord will, we getting up to it. Man, Ezekiel was telling y'all what was going to happen. Y'all don't realize, once you go to dealing with Ezekiel chapter 40, that man talking about New Jerusalem. When you start dealing with Ezekiel 37, or really 35 and 36 and 37 and 38 and 39, this man actually talking about when he came to get us and what happened after that, then New Jerusalem. Then he said, in verse 10 saying, the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and they shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. There go his latter end. Let's go look at them Kenites, though. Let's go back to Numbers 24 and look at them Kenites. Y'all understood what the Amalek is a similitude of Satan? Is it clear for you? Like Park say, is it clear for you? Can you see me? I want to make sure. Verse 21, because I don't want only two people to see it. But if only two people see it, that means the rest of y'all wasn't supposed to see it. Ain't nothing I can do about it. Verse 21, and he looked on the Kenites and took up his parable and said, strong is thy dwelling place, and thou put thy nest in a rock. Nevertheless, the Kenites shall be wasted, unto Asher shall they carry away captive. And he took up his parable, who shall live when Elohim do this? What you think this could mean by strong being your dwelling place, putting your nest in a rock, but at the end you're going to be wasted and taken captive. You sit there and think about it real hard. Obadiah, the same Peter here, Obadiah. If he put his nest in the rock, that means his dwelling place. This about Jerusalem. Don't get caught on because there's no Kenite. This Hamashiach, strong is your dwelling place. He say you set your nest up in a rock. He say, but in your latter end, you going to be taken captive and wasted. Let's see what Obadiah say. Obadiah, verse 3. Obadiah 1:1. It ain't but one chapter. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yah Elohim concerning Edom. We've heard a rumor from Yah, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. You know what an ambassador is, right? Come as he's a representative. He's a representative. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwell in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yah. So let's look at Isaiah, because he said his habitation is high. We know who the stars is. The stars is who? That's the sons of Elohim. Not just the angels, but all those who are born of him. Let's look at Isaiah 57:14 now. Make it 15. For thus saith the high and lofty one that inhabit eternity, whose name is Kodesh, I dwell in the high and Kodesh place with him. Also that is of a contrite and humble spirit, to revive the spirit of the humble, and to revive the heart of the contrite one. Galatians 4:4. That man say he dwell in the high place with those who are of a humble and with him who's of a humble and contrite spirit, and he did that there so he could revive the humble one and the contrite one. That means that's the ones who sorry for their sin. See, a lot of y'all ain't been revived. See, that turn you back to Samson. He said, man, I'm finna fall out from thirst. He gave him some drink. He was revived. That's 4:4. Galatians. 4:4, Galatians. But when the fullness of time was come, Elohim sent forth his son made of a woman under the law to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. And because ye are sons, Elohim sent forth the spirit of his son in your hearts, crying, Abba, Father. Wherefore thou art no more a servant, but a son. And if a son, then an heir of Elohim through Hamashiach. Now, how are you going to be able to get this reviving? Let's see what Peter tell you in 1 Peter chapter 5. This is the reason why a lot of y'all can't get the reviving, because you're not humble. He said, I dwell with the humble and contrite one who's sorry for his sin. Now, we know Hamashiach wasn't sorry for his sin, but when he became sin, he was exceedingly sorrowful. Even unto death, he was contrite. That's why y'all ain't got no problem. After that, Ezekiel 18, because I told it to you, I want you to hear it off the page so you know you're going to go to hell next time you open up your mouth and say it. 5:5, 1 Peter. Ezekiel 18:23, right after that. I thank the Lord. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility, for Elohim resists the proud and give grace to the humble. You just heard the man say to revive the humble and contrite ones, right? I'm going to show you where he revived the humble and contrite ones in just a moment. Thank the Lord. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Elohim, that he may exalt you in due time. See, you niggas want to be exalted now. See, that's what we were talking about Wednesday night. See, you want to be seen. See, and I'm going to show you where that nigga said there was a contradiction in that too. But first things first, Ezekiel 18:23. And after Ezekiel 18:23, John 20:20. Y'all all right this evening? I feel great. Thank the Lord. I feel great. I thank the Lord. Ezekiel 18:23. Have I any pleasure at all that the wicked should die? Matter of fact, let me read you verse 19, because I want you to hear all of it. Yet ye say, why? Matter of fact, make it 20. The soul that sinned, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. But if the wicked will turn from all his sins that he have committed and keep all my statutes. So guess what that means? When that man told you, I will take away your gold and your earrings and to be modest, that means don't be walking around here with no heels. Don't be walking around here looking like no circus clown. Get that dog hair out your head. That means whatever the man told you to do, keep it. You don't sit around here and say you love the Lord and blatantly do stuff contrary to his word. Call this man's name to be blasphemed. He said, keep all my statutes and do that which is lawful and right. He shall surely live, he shall not die. All his transgressions that he hath committed, they shall not be mentioned unto him. In his righteousness that he have done shall he live. That's the only way your sins gonna be forgotten. You gotta stop doing them. Man ain't finna block that stuff out and you still doing it, you idiotic fool. Man, look here, man. Y'all can be a lot of things in life, man. Don't be stupid, though. You know what I'm saying? Don't be stupid. It's a lot of things in life you can be. Please don't be stupid. Because when you lift your eyes up in hell, I sure hope it will worth being stupid. We're just doing what the Lord give. I don't have no set topic, to be honest with you. So let's look at verse 23. Have I any pleasure at all that the wicked should die, saith Yah? And not that he should return from his ways and live. So what pleasure what pleasure I'm going to get out you going to hell? I don't get no pleasure from that. So the Most High just said, so guess what that means? When the decree come down, just do it. I'm telling you. I'm dead serious. See, right now, we ain't got nothing on the books. Once I get your name on the books, I have no problem getting rid of you. And we will cash you out. And whatever money you ever put in, give it right back to you because you can take it with you and go to hell with it. And I mean that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna have no problem giving you a reimbursement check and you could go to hell with your money. Because you're gonna need it. You got bigger problems. I'm dead serious, man. I ain't being funny or nothing. I'm dead serious right now. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to be a part of something, you want to save your soul, then be a part of it. If you want to play, joke around, half-step, hypocrite, procrastinate, this is not the congregation for you. I'm telling you. Man, I will get rid of you and lose no sleep. None. I'm talking about I won't toss and turn soon as the man give me the order. Well, I mean, one time, boy, I was ready to get rid of a nigga. The Lord said, don't do it. I said, boy, that's the only thing spared you. That was the only thing spared you because the Lord said, don't do it. Because I ain't the one to try, man. I ain't with it. This ain't what you want to do. Go somewhere. You know what I'm talking about? You want a hypocrite? Go somewhere. Because I'm serious about mine. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might have heard Delta sitting there talking about, oh boy, he in the gym, he's serious, he mean business. I'm the same way about their word. 100 times harder. Go ahead. Yeah. No, man. It's just really, the topic just about right now. The Lord talking to some of my members that's pump faking and half stepping. That's all. That's all. You know what I'm saying? We really just. Indeed it is. But right now the Lord talking to somebody. Lord, will they help him out? Because somebody around here playing. See, I know y'all keep hearing he always say he gonna get rid of somebody, and y'all gonna keep pushing the man till he get rid of you. Because the man told you he was long suffering now. That means he been suffering your manner just like he suffered your forefathers' manner 40 years. But after a while, he said, you know what? I swear on my name that nigga ain't getting in here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to do better than that. Come tell you, I'm serious about what I do. I sure hope you serious about what you do. If you say saving your soul, the only reason you should be on this phone right now, the only reason why you make appearances every Sabbath is, Lord willing, when everything comes to establish and we meet 3 times a week in the flesh, every week is to save your soul. What other reason are you here? You think I do this 3 times a week because I want to hear myself talk? Nigga, I can sit in a room by myself and do that. Verse 24 though. But when the righteous turn away from his righteousness and commit iniquity and do according to all the abominations that the wicked man do, shall he live? All his righteousness that he done shall not be mentioned. In his trespass that he have trespassed, in the sin that he have sinned, in them shall he die. Hold what you got. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 22. Let me show you something. Didn't that man just say something about if the man turned from his righteousness in that sin he committed, he gonna die? Ain't that what he just said? Let's see what Paul say about it then. Y'all need to learn some self-control. I ain't never seen so many undisciplined grown people in my life. 1 Corinthians 9 and 24, that's what I want. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receive the prize? So run that you may obtain. Every man that strive for the mastery is temperate in all things. You know what that means if you strive, what temperate mean, right? Y'all know what that mean, right? Y'all know what temperate mean, right? That means self-control, discipline. So if you striving to be mastering the word, that means you be able to control yourself in what you doing. He say, now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we are incorruptible. We sit back and look at it. Professional athletes, whether they football, basketball players, baseball players, boxers, all these men do all this discipline type work to receive a trophy and a ring. We doing it to attain a crown of life that comes from heaven. How y'all got discipline in earthly things that ain't got no consequence, but you ain't got no discipline in spiritual things? What's wrong with you? And you come sell that lie talking about you love the Lord, this is what you want to do. You can lie to them niggas who don't know you. You know you ain't going to come in my face and tell me that bold-faced lie. I'm going to look you in the face and say, nigga, you know you lying. He said, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beat the air. But I keep under my body and bring it unto subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Sound like to me, Paul been reading Ezekiel then. Sound like to me, Paul been reading Ezekiel then. Because he said, I got to keep my body under subjection lest I be a castaway. That means I got to abstain from sin lest he reject me. That's just what Ezekiel just said, is it not? Come on back to Ezekiel 18. Y'all better start realizing this, man. Man, just because you know you Israel, man, that man don't care nothing about that. Where your righteousness at? Where is your desire to live a clean, sanctified life at? Where is the standard you keeping? You niggas so used to running your mouth, but you ain't willing to put your feet to the road and do nothing. That's why you don't get nothing. Verse 25. Yet ye say, the way of the Lord is not equal. Hear now, O house of Israel, is not my way equal? Your ways. He said, are not your ways unequal? Now he finna tell you again about what we just read. I want you to read verse 29 one more time. I just want you to hear what he said. Yet saith the house of Israel, the way of the Lord is not equal. O house of Israel, are not my ways equal? Are not your ways unequal? Therefore I will judge you O house of Israel, every one of you according to his ways, saith Yah Elohim, repent and turn yourselves from all your transgressions, so iniquity shall not be your ruin. Cast away from you all your transgressions whereby you have transgressed. And listen to what he tells you should do. And make you a new heart and a new spirit, for why will you die, O house of Israel? John 20 and 20. Somebody got to take their phone, mute their phone on that speakerphone. It causes an echo. Now let me sit here and tell you something. Because the Lord knows some of you old stinking no good niggas been running your mouth talking about the stuff, y'all. It's not fair. It's not equal. Now the man done testified against you. You ought to go to hell. Because you were speaking against the Lord when you said it. Please take your phone off speaker or mute it. Thank you. I didn't want you to know that. When you opened your mouth and said it wasn't fair, when you opened your mouth and said it was unequal, just know you were speaking against Yah and you ought to go to hell. He just testified against you. If you said it in your heart, if you said it out your mouth, I don't care how you said it, he heard you. That means you done said it one time too many. Because no, nigga, your ways are unequal. Last time I checked, hold on, before I even read John 20 and 20, Isaiah 40, because the Lord did put this in my mind. Isaiah 40. God know ain't none of you niggas fix your mouth. Sit here and talk about the Lord ain't, well, I'm talking about, boy, ooh, Lord. 40 and 12. 40 and 12. Isaiah 40 and 12. Y'all better get y'all mind together. He said, who have measured the waters in the hollow of his hand and meted out the heaven with span and comprehended the dust of the earth in a measure and weighed the mountains in scales and the hills in a balance? Who have directed the spirit of Yah, or being his counselor have taught him? Which one of you niggas taught the Lord? Please tell me. So how dare you fix your mouth and say this man way unequal or unfair? Which one of y'all taught the Lord? Which one of y'all were his counselor and gave him recommended course of action? And sit down and shut your mouth and do what he tell you to do. He say, with whom he took he counsel, and who instructed him and taught him in the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and showed to him the way of understanding. Did any of y'all instruct the Lord? Any of y'all taught him the path of judgment? Any of y'all taught him knowledge and showed him the way of understanding? Any of y'all did that at any time? So how dare you have the unmitigated gall to open your mouth and dare speak against this man? 1 Corinthians chapter 10, before we get to John 20. How dare you open your mouth and speak against this man, talking about what you deem to be fair and unfair, and you a rotten, no good sinner who have need of him. He don't have need of you. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what you niggas smoking. 1 Corinthians 10 and 9. I don't know what you niggas smoking. And don't you be running talking about, man, that nigga told, somebody told on me. The Lord told on you, you idiot. That's who told on you. When we dealt with Ezekiel 35, you should have known that when he said, your blasphemies which you spoken, I have heard them. The man said, I know every thought that come into your hearts, the house of Israel, every one of them. Say, we are naked unto him whom we have to do. Who you think you hiding from? Neither let us tempt Hamashiach, as some of them also tempted and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happen unto them for ensamples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Wherefore let him think he stand, take heed lest he fall. So you nigga around here running your mouth, knowing you could go back and look in that law when we were in that wilderness, and all the people who ran their mouth, they failed. That man said they were for examples and for a warning unto you that you might know not to do that. So while you thinking you stand on the word, you better listen to this, what this man tell you, before you fall in a ditch. Play with it. Play with it. He said a watchman gonna tell the people the sword coming. We're trying to tell you the sword coming, save your soul. But if you want to be a nigga, by all means go to hell then. You know what I'm saying? You want to save your soul, by all means, save your soul then. I can't make you save your soul. All I can do is preach the word to you. You're not going to go to hell saying, I held nothing back. I bet you that. I bet you that. Because when I stand before this man to give account, I'm going to be like, Lord, everything you gave me that were profitable for salvation, I gave it to him. That nigga was disobedient on his own accord. And Lord will he look at me and say, faithful servant, I know. He got his just reward. I'm telling you, I ain't going to hold nothing back. Nothing back. Nothing back. You're going to go to hell hearing it all. You can bet that. John chapter 20. And 20. Make it 19. I ain't playing. I'm dead serious. The Lord know y'all, some of y'all niggas were running your mouth. Probably sitting there with the boo-boo face right line like a nigga killed your dog. Nigga stole your last $20. Then the same day at evening, being the first day of the week when the doors were shut where the disciples were assembled for fear of the Jews, came Yahshua and stood in the midst and saith unto them, peace be unto you. And when he had so said, he showed unto them his hands and his side. And then were the disciples glad when they saw the Lord. Then said Yahshua to them again, peace be unto you, as my Father hath sent me, even so send I you. And when he had said this, he breathed on them and said unto them, receive ye the Ruach HaKodesh. Whosoever sins ye remit, they are remitted unto them. And whosoever sins you retain, they are retained. What this got to do with what we looked in Isaiah 57? I know it was a little second since we looked at. Did he say in Isaiah 57 he will revive the humble and contrite ones? So if he just breathed on them, did he just not revive them? Because usually when you perform CPR, what you got to do? You got to breathe your breath in them. And he just did that for them, didn't he? Because they come back and look at Isaiah 57. Look what he told them. We still dealing with them Kenites. I got some other stuff I want to get to. Y'all willing I'm going to get to it. Because I got to get with this thing with Immanuel before we get out of here. Listen what he said in verse 15. He said, he dwell in the high and cold place with him that's of a contrite and humble spirit, to revive the humble and to revive the heart of the contrite one. He revived them because the minute he breathed that spirit on them, what that ended up doing? To revive the heart of the contrite one, he gave them a new one. 1 Corinthians 5 and 7. That's y'all problem. You don't want to become new. Man, I'm going to tell y'all something. Man, some of y'all ooze out some of the most deplorable behavior. You don't even know that it be coming out. You thinking you covering that stuff up. It's easier just to change than to try to put a Band-Aid over stuff. It's better just to convert. It's better just to strip your mind of everything and start all over again. But that'll take too much work. 1 Corinthians 5 and 6. Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven the whole lump? Don't you know all that stuff? I'm an Israelite. I serve the Lord. That stuff ain't good. You committing sin, buddy. You still going to hell. Listen what he tell you ought to do. Purge out therefore the old leaven, cast away from you all your sins and transgressions, so iniquity will not be your ruin, that you may be a new lump, as you are unleavened. For even Hamashiach, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. Therefore let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. Some of y'all got a lot of malice and stubborn. I'm talking about all it takes is the right situation to come out. Nigga see you for who you really is. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Right situation and circumstance, and people gonna see you for exactly who you are. That's all it takes. Some of y'all show bits and pieces who you really are. You think people don't be catching up on that stuff. They be seeing it. That's why when you go to talking that noise about you do this or you don't do that, that's why they look at you with the nigga please face, or they scoff, or they don't even pay you no mind because they know you full of crap. They say you might can fool the rest of them niggas, you can't fool me. Y'all hear me? That's real talk, man. That's real talk, man. You gotta sit back and really assess. You gotta sit back and really assess your life and the direction that you're going. You got to sit back and look at your goals and what you say you want to accomplish. And you got to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Because what? I bet for some of y'all women, if it came down to chasing a man you wanted, you'll do everything in your power to get him. Some of you men, same thing, you wanted a woman, you'll do everything in your power to get it. It seemed like, I'm going to be honest with you, it seemed like the stuff that's going to do the most harm to y'all, that's what you chase after the hardest. The things that's going to be the most good to you, you don't put forth that effort to get it. See, y'all know anything worth having, you got to put some work in. So you want something simple. You're a simple nigga. That's why you don't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? Anything worth having, you're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to put some work in for it. Man, I'm going to tell you something, man. If everybody could be saved, man, if this thing were easy, man, everybody will do it. But the hard part, what it is what Paul mentioned. He said those that strive after mastery are temperate in all things. That means they can control themselves. See, that's what separates the men from the mice and the sheep from the goats when it comes down to y'all's word. Who got discipline and who don't? See, come over here to Luke chapter 19. I know I done said this to y'all before. I want you to see how the Lord described himself. I asked Corey and Troy about this the other day. Did they know what it meant? Luke 19, verse 21. For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou take up that thou lay not down, and reap that thou didst not sow. Any of y'all know what the word austere means? Any of y'all brothers know what that means? That's what it means. Cause I know I done told like that before. It means rigorously self-disciplined and uncompromising. Rigorously self-disciplined and uncompromising. The word austere basically means somebody who's strict and who's not going to fold and bend on their word. Remember how we started off with, I ain't come to destroy the prophets, I came to fulfill. The Lord is not compromising his word for not any one of us, myself included. He already seen that when we read that in Ezekiel 18. The man is not compromising. If you wear makeup, if you wear jewelry, if you smoke weed, if you get drunk, if you wear Nike, if you're cussing, you're lying, you're stealing, you're fornicating, you coveting, you going to hell. That man's not bending that. He's not bending that. The judgment has been laid. It done came out of his mouth. He gonna do all his pleasure. The judgment is set. He not going back on that. And you can test him if you want him. And you can try him if you want him. But is you really willing to roll that dice? You really willing to play with your life like that? That's playing Russian roulette with an AK-47 with 250-round drums in it. You know what I'm saying? That's the equivalent on the natural level what you doing when you openly defy this man's word. And you think that there's no judgment. Romans 2:1. And you think there's no, and then you had a nerve to do this here. They over there eating pork. Them niggas stupid. They keep Christmas. But then what you doing right here though? This all you right here though. Ain't nobody getting by, man. Everybody get hit. That's how the Lord had to get y'all on Wednesday. Because you thought we were going after the sissies. No, he was going after y'all. He just used the sissies as bait. Because he knew that's where your mind was going to go. Well, he talking about the sissies. I know I ain't gay. He ain't talking to me. 2-1, Romans. No, you ain't going to skate by like that. Thank the Lord. You know what? I love, you know, that's how you got to love the Lord. He see how he did y'all. Y'all just knew, boy, he finna go in on them sissies. He finna go in on them sissies. Next thing you know, he ain't talking about sissies no more. He talking about me. I thought they were about the sissies. No, this wasn't about no sissies. Got it. It's about saving your soul. It's about you getting focused on doing what you ought to do. It's about you retaining this man's word in your mind. I'm going to tell y'all just like my mom used to tell me when I was little. And my grades wasn't that bad. She said if you remembered all them, say if you remembered your schoolwork like you remember them stats on your baseball cards, you'll be all right. You niggas remember what you want to remember. You retain the information you want to retain. I bet you can tell me a whole bunch of nothing about nothing. But when it's something you ain't supposed to be doing, I ain't remember that. I don't remember when you said that. I know you didn't remember when I said it because you never wanted to do it in the first place, nigga. You remember what you want to remember, you heard what you wanted to hear, and you did what you wanted to do. So I'm going to tell y'all something about me, man. How many of y'all ever seen New Jack City? What did Nino Brown always tell them niggas in New Jack City? He says, always business, brother. Never personal. You know what I'm saying? Now, Langston is the only person on this phone who know me, like really know me. And he know it's always been business with me, never personal. I could go slap off on you to your face, and I'm talking about, and it's not personal. It was strictly business. You know what I'm saying? You don't never get personal. When you get personal, that means your feelings is involved. You know, I was explaining this to T last night. You got to know the difference between business and personal. You know what I'm saying? The only time a man should be getting personal is if a nigga done did physical harm to his kids or his family or friend. And even then it's still business. It's just personal because you touch somebody personally close to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was telling y'all I could cut one of y'all off, man, get rid of you and don't lose no sleep. Because it was business. It wasn't personal. Anytime I done said anything to any one of y'all, it was strictly business. It wasn't personal. Because when it's personal, you saying it to hurt. You know what I'm saying? You saying it to inflict some manner of pain. When it's business, I mean, it's for the matter at hand. It's not that deep for me. It's strictly business. That's why sometimes, you know, sometimes old lady be tripping because it's just business for me. It's not personal. Stuff don't be that deep. Not for me. You know what I'm saying? It don't be that deep. Always been like that. It might seem like I'm emotionless and cold and like this here. It's just business, man. One thing I've been taught early in my life, you can't do business being emotional and taking stuff personally. Can't do business like that. You'll never be successful. Especially when you were selling stuff, you might hear a lot of no's. You can't take them no's personally. That's why a lot of people fail at sales and things of that nature, because they took them no's personally. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't personal. I just didn't want to buy it. It may have had nothing to do with you. I just didn't want what you were selling. Or maybe you weren't good at what you were selling. Therefore, you didn't move me and incline me to want to purchase that product. You know what I'm saying? But you always got to remember that, man. Strictly business, never personal. When you go to dealing with get personal, I'm telling you, man, your emotions get involved. It won't get executed well. Like this here, man, that man ain't had no problem killing Nino Brown, man. I mean, killing G Money, man. They say it was business, man. It wasn't personal. I ain't want to kill him. But for business, I had to kill him. It's always business, man. Never personal. So if I tell y'all something, please know it was business. It wasn't personal. It wasn't personal. If you think it was personal, I don't know what to tell you. Obviously, you don't know me too well. Romans 2:1. Therefore thou art inexcusable, old man, whosoever that thou art that judge. For when thou judge another, thou condemn thyself, for thou that judge do the same things. We are sure that the judgment of Elohim is according to truth against them which commit such things. And think thou this, O man, that thou judge them which do such things and do the same, that thou shalt escape the judgment of Elohim? Or despise thou the riches of his goodness and the forbearance and long suffering, not knowing the goodness of Elohim lead thee to repentance? But after thy hardness and impenitent heart, treasure up unto thyself wrath against the day of wrath and the revelation of the righteous judgment of Elohim, who will render to every man according to his deeds. Ain't no way in the world you're going to be sitting around here committing sin and had a nerve to talk about somebody else doing something. How your wicked behind going to point out what somebody else doing and you doing the same thing? You know something I ain't never understood? A nigga who ain't right pointing out to somebody else what they ain't doing right. And then have the nerve and gall and audacity to get mad if somebody point out to them what they doing wrong. Oh, so you one of them niggas, huh? You's a hypocrite, huh? You think you're going to escape the judgment of God, huh? No, you going to hell. You know what I'm saying? That man don't like people like that. That man say you a smoke in his nose that burn all the day. Who say don't come near to me, I'm more Kodesh than you. But you doing the same things they doing. Now he said strong is your dwelling place, right? He set his nest in the rocks, right? But at the end he'll be shamed, right? And taken captive. I'm going to deal with that, but let's get Isaiah 7. We over the hour mark. Let me get Isaiah 7. Let's start this Immanuel. Let's go ahead and start it. It's still going to tie in because he said his dwelling place is, his strength is in his dwelling place, son of that nature. I know I ain't say it right. Let me make sure I say it right. 7. We'll look at start at verse. Let me see what verse 1 says. He says, strong is thy dwelling place. Strong is thy dwelling place. I had something I was going to deal with tonight. I ain't going to get it tonight. Lord will, I get it in the daytime. We're going to deal with them 2 pillars. Y'all know what the name of the 2 pillars is? The 2 pillars in the temple. Anybody know the name of them? Well, your Lord will. You find out. You'll find out later today then. Don't nobody know the name of the 2 pillars. Well, Lord will, you'll learn later on today. Did you know the name of the 2 pillars? You didn't even know there were 2 pillars had a name, did it? Yeah, our Lord will, y'all learn later on today. Isaiah 7:1. And it came to pass in the day of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, that Rezin the king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up toward Jerusalem to war against it, but could not prevail against it. It was told the house of David, saying, Syria is confederate with Ephraim. His heart was moved, and the heart of his people, as the trees of the wood are moved with the wind. Then said Yah unto Isaiah, go forth now to meet Ahaz, thou, and Shear-Jashub thy son, at the end of the conduit of the upper pool in the highway of the fuller's field. And say unto them, take heed and be quiet. Fear not, neither be faint-hearted. For the 2 tails of these smoking firebrands, for the fierce anger of Rezin with Syria, and of the son of Remaliah. Now keep this in mind now. Keep this in mind. He said it was told the house of David that Syria is confederate with Ephraim. What you think this could mean? Remember what we also looked in Hosea 11. Y'all remember what we looked in Hosea 11? Lord will, all this stuff gonna tie back in together because he said he called this son out of Egypt. Ain't that what he said? And what else did we read in Hosea 11? I drew them with the cords of a man with bands of love. I was to them that take off the yoke on their jaws. I laid meat under them. I'm finna show you. Then he say, my people are bent to backsliding. None called them to the Most High. None at all would exalt him. What y'all think that Syria and Ephraim being confederate to coming against the house of David, what is this about? What y'all think that's about? What was another name for Ephraim? Israel. So Israel and Syria are confederate against the house of David. Matthew 16 and 18. Matthew 16 and 20. Matthew 16 and 20. After we look at Matthew 16 and 20, we'll go to Acts chapter 3. Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Yahshua HaMashiach. And from that time forth began Yahshua to show unto his disciples how he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes and be killed and raised again the third day. Because if they confederate, that means they're in agreement, right? So let's go back to Acts chapter 3. Acts chapter 3 then. Let me make sure Acts chapter 3 what I want. Acts 3 and 13. Acts 3 and 13. The Elohim of Abraham and of Isaac and of Jacob, the Elohim of our fathers, have glorified his son Yahshua, whom you delivered up and denied him in the presence of Pilate when he was determined to let him go. But you denied the Kodesh one and the just, and desired a murderer to be granted unto you, and killed the Prince of Life, whom Elohim have raised from the dead, whereof we are witnesses. So when we sitting back looking at them coming to confederate against the house of David, we look at Israel and the Romans, or Ephraim and Syria, coming against Yahshua. Come on now. Remember, he said, I use similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. Listen to what he said in verse 2 again, when he said his heart was moved, the heart of his people, as the trees of the wood are moved with the wind. Isaiah 7 and 3 now. Well, now we're going to drop down to verse 5 now. Just keep that in mind. He said his heart was moved in the heart of his people. Because Syria, Ephraim, and the son of Remelah have taken evil counsel against these same. Syria, Ephraim, and the son of Remelah. So who would be the son of Remelah then? Taking this evil counsel. Let's look and see then in verse 6. Let us go up against Judah and vex it, and let us make a breach therein for us, and set a king in the midst of it, even the son of Tebal. Thus saith Yahweh, it shall not stand, neither shall it come to pass. So what does this mean? It say the son of Remelah, Syria and Ephraim said, let's take an evil counsel, let's go up against Judah and vex it, make a breach, and then let's set us a king in the midst of it, even Tabal. What y'all think that could be talking about? Anybody want to take a shot at it? You already know who Ephraim and Syria is, so who is Remelah? Oh, that's Judas. They took an evil counsel, right? They said, let's go to Judah and vex. He said, what will you give me? I'll betray him in your hand, right? Then they say, let's go get him and make a breach. Let's kill him. So who is this king they set in the midst then? Who is the king they set in the midst then? If they coming to take out the king of our house of David, that means they coming to take out the king of Judah then, right? So who the king they trying to put in their place then? What did them people say in John 19? We have no king but who? Caesar. They tried to put Caesar in his place because Israel and Syria and Judas took counsel together to vex Judah and to put a breach upon him. You know what I'm talking about? How everybody miss all that looking at that? How they miss it? They ain't say how you miss it though? Because you got people who teach it. How they missing that? Y'all hear me? That's ugly right there. Don't you think we got to know that? How we sit back and see the suffering of Mashiach right there in our face? So they came to put a breach on him. They came and put a breach on him. So if they came and put a breach on him, what that mean then? Y'all know what a breach is, right? You know, we're not going to read all the places in it because I'm going to save it for another day. When we actually get to Nehemiah them on this thing we're dealing with the house. But we can look at all places when the house of Yah was in disrepair and there were breaches in it. You know what I'm saying? And he sent workmen to repair the breaches, because breaches are breaks, they're cracks, they're holes. You know what I'm saying? They're gaps. And you know somebody came and stood in the gap to repair the breach. You know what I'm saying? Come on around here to 2 Corinthians 5, I wanted to say. That might not be what I want. Let me see what I got in my mind. 2 Corinthians 5 about verse 19. Matter of fact, this is going to make it 17 because y'all need to hear it anyway. You hear it a little bit on a regular basis, but you need to hear it again. It ain't too many places in this book we ain't touched, is it? Cover some 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. We touch a lot of ground, boy. I thank the Lord. Praise y'all for Yahshua HaMashiach. Y'all just sitting there looking at it now. He said put a breach on him, right? So that means if it's a breach, he got to repair the breach. Because if you go look at Amos 9:11, he say I'm gonna rebuild the tabernacles of David that's fallen and repair the breaches thereof, right? Nigga think that's talking about David. David been dead when Amos spit them words. Matter of fact, I'm going to get there. 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. Therefore, if any man be in Hamashiach, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. And all things are of Elohim, who have reconciled us to himself by Yahshua HaMashiach, and have given to us the ministry of reconciliation. Because there was a breach in the house, right? So that means when they come to make a breach on Judah, they came to make a breach on the Mashiach. That means he had to repair that breach. Why do you think the disciples were glad when he showed them his hands and his side? Because the breach had been repaired. You know what I'm talking about? He say, to wit, that Elohim was in Hamashiach, reconciling the world unto himself, not imputing their trespasses unto them, and have committed unto us the word of reconciliation. Now then, we are ambassadors for Hamashiach. And as though Elohim did beseech you by us, we pray you in Hamashiach's stead, be ye reconciled to Elohim. For he hath made to him to be sin for us who knew no sin, that we might be the righteousness of Elohim in him. Hold on. You heard how he said we are ambassadors? That's what he said, right? Hold on. Come back to Obadiah. Something did come to my mind. Come on back to Obadiah and look at verse 1. Remember now, he said, if you dwell in Hamashiach, right, you'll become a new creature. He said, then we are ambassadors, right? So when we look at the vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yah Elohim concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from Yah, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us go up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. So any ambassador of Hamashiach would have to be humbled in, wouldn't he? That means also he would be hated too, right? We know Hamashiach told his disciples what? If the world hates you, don't be upset because they hated me before they hated you. Right? So come on, what I want? Do I want 1 Corinthians chapter 4? I don't know if I even want 1 Corinthians chapter 4. Come over here to 2 Corinthians chapter 4 about verse 12. I don't even know if I want that. We done looked at some of this stuff the last couple weeks. But I want to see how you greatly despised. Like this here, everybody want to be a preacher. See, I don't think everybody want to be no preacher. I want you to come over here to about verse 16 of 2 Corinthians chapter 4. I'll just start there. He say, for which cause we faint not. But though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, work for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. While we look not at the things which are seen, but the things which are not seen. The things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Do y'all remember some of the stuff we looked at? Remember when we read about in Zechariah where he said they would be a sign? I mean, a wonder to the whole world. Y'all remember that? You remember the things that Paul said he went through? Come on over here to 1 Corinthians 4. Let's just look at some of the stuff that man say he went through. Because if he gonna make you small among the heathen, that mean he gonna make you despise, make you humble. Remember that go back to what we looked in Zephaniah. There shall be an afflicted and a poor, an afflicted and a humble people, and they shall trust in the name of Yah. Because Paul told you we have a sentence in ourselves that we should not trust in ourselves, but Elohim who raised from the dead. Because he's an ambassador, right? That means he gonna be greatly despised. We already read how these men said they took an oath to want to kill the man, right? We know Hamashiach was a man who was despised, right? We know he said, come learn of me, I'm meek and lowly in heart. You know what I'm talking about? So when you take this man on, you got to take this stuff on with it. Now he talking about his preachers because he said an ambassador. Paul just said we ambassadors of Hamashiach. So that means we got to take this stuff on. Let's just look what Paul said. Verse 10 now. Make it 9. For I think that Elohim has set forth of the apostles last, as it were appointed to death, for we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. For we are fools for Hamashiach's sake. But ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. Did he say they'll be greatly despised? See, y'all don't catch that. You ain't supposed to catch that type of flight. We supposed to catch it, ain't we? Because ain't nobody going to be coming talking about how, oh, that old troublemaker nigga, that nigga don't know what he talking about. That nigga lead a cult. That nigga do this. They don't say that about you, do it. How many of y'all, when somebody got something to say, they got something to say about me? But when I'm present, they don't want to say nothing to me. So what I'm saying? So in that situation, I got to be made weak because I got to take all that there for you. But you made strong by seeing me take it. Therefore, I'm a deflection. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't got to wear that. I'm going to have to wear it. He say, even unto this present hour, we both hunger and thirst and are naked and are buffeted and have no certain dwelling place and labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, greatly despised. We bless. Being persecuted, we suffer. Being defamed, we entreat. You know what that is to defame somebody? That's to lie on them. When somebody hates you, they lie on you real fast, on them. They lied on the Mashiach too, didn't they? But Paul, a false prophet, though. We are made as the filth of the world and are the offscouring of all things unto this day. You know, I say that all the time. Not just because you had that conversation with, but you know, I say that all the time. Paul, a false prophet, though. You know what I'm saying? But it's amazing. Week after week, everything we read this man wrote, we find some scripture to back it. You know what I'm saying? They came and put a breach on this man and they killed him. But the Father repaired the breach. You know what I'm saying? He said, I heal and I wound. I kill and I make alive. They vexed that man. You know what I'm saying? Come on back to Isaiah 7. Lord, we're going to tie all this in together, man. You know, nigga love to scream, that ain't got nothing to do with Hamashiach, that ain't got nothing to do with JC. I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Just ignore them niggas, man. Ignore them. Laugh at them niggas in their face. See, a nigga be mad at me because I'll laugh at you in your face. I'll laugh at a nigga in his face. You know what I'm saying? Me and Link were talking about this the other day, man. You know, it's a few cities where niggas like this because we country in the South. But I noticed something about niggas from Duval County. That niggas from Duval County got that borderline arrogance like niggas from Harlem got. You know what I'm saying? And really what it is not really arrogance. It's just supreme confidence in oneself. You know what I'm saying? See, when you got supreme confidence in yourself, sometimes people view that as arrogance. You know what I'm saying? And it's really, you can tell when somebody arrogant because they look down on somebody. You know what I'm saying? But somebody who confident, it's like this here, man. I'm telling you, I'm confident in whatever I'm talking about. If I wasn't confident in it, I wouldn't even speak on it. I wouldn't even speak on it. So the nigga could, oh, that ain't about JC. Man, I'll laugh in this nigga's face. The nigga would be so mad because I would laugh in his face, he probably want to fight. I'll laugh in a nigga face. Like, is you finished, nigga? I'm finna go lift weights, man. This nigga's funny. Straight up. This nigga's funny. You know what I'm saying? This is a funny style nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like to listen to beats, man. And I was listening to a beat the other day, made me think about them nigga, man. It was imaginary player. Imaginary player. That's what I sit back and think about them niggas. Say, you got some like that nigga say, them ain't Rolex diamonds, nigga. What you done to that? Nigga say, man, you ain't got no precepts, bro. What you did to that? All this truth, what you done to that? What you did with it? All these niggas want to grab the law and the prophets and disregard Hamashiach, and that's his style. He was the first one with it. But hey, it is what it is. Come on back to verse 9. Make it 8, I'm sorry. We're in Isaiah 7 and 8. For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin, and with 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, that it shall not be a people. And the head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is Remalah's son. If you will not believe, surely ye shall not be established. He said, if you will not believe, you will not be established, right? Y'all keep that in mind when we go to talking about them two pillars. Because I'm not going to touch that tonight. Because that's a whole nother conversation. You understand what I'm telling you? He said, if you won't believe, you will not be established. If you won't believe, hold on. What come across your mind when you hear that? If you don't believe, you will not be established. Huh? No foundation. Go ahead, man. Yeah, I heard. Come on around here to Ephesians 3 and 17. Huh? Mm-hmm. Look at Ephesians 3 and 17. Absolutely. That Hamashiach may dwell in your hearts by faith, that ye being rooted and grounded in love, meaning you'll be established. Listen what happens. May be able to comprehend with all saints what is the breadth and length and depth and height. Don't y'all notice every time we looked at the house, it talked about the breadth and the length and the height of it on certain measures? That means you would be able to understand the full capacity and length of God's love. You know what I'm saying? The length of it, the width of it, the height of it, everything compared to it from understanding the scriptures, that you would be established because you believed in the Mashiach as the scripture has said. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that something? Again, we see this man mentioning something that go to the law, right? What we've been every time we looked at things with the tabernacle of witness in the wilderness, then he always talking about make the breadth of it this, right? Make the length of it this, right? Make the height of it this, right? Ain't that what it said? Come on now. He said, and to know the love of Hamashiach, which passed knowledge, that you might be filled with the fullness of Elohim. Now, when you're able to comprehend with all saints, that means you would have believed, right? Let's look at what Rohan mentioned in Revelation 2 and 17. Oh, you all right over there, little mother? It done broke you down, huh? Ooh, that's what y'all don't even know too, boy. Y'all mess around, boy, Lord might open up your womb, pop them out back to back. You mess around, have 3 under 3, you be running ragged around here. I don't know if some of y'all women could deal with 3 under 3. I know I couldn't do it. I mean, when you ain't got no choice to do it, you got to do it. You be like this here. Somebody need to come get these niggas. See, she ain't got no bathtub in there. That's when you want to do like that old commercial, say, Kyle, gone, take me away. You got that stand-up shower. You got to use their bathtub, sit in the bathtub. You be like this here. They bamming on the door. Mama! You be like this here, go away. Go away. They be like, man, I know something. I'll never do my kids like that. Yeah, that's what your mouth say. That's what your mouth say. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, that's what your mouth say. Till you start dealing with these niggas every day, then you be like, this here, I need 45 minutes. 45 minutes turn into 3. Like, I wish I had somebody I could trust to send these niggas to. Yeah, I'm going to miss them, but I ain't going to miss them till they come back. See, when they be little babies, you be like, I never like this here. Them niggas get by 3, 4. Somebody need to come get this nigga. This nigga's running everywhere. I turn around, I got stuff on. She just was telling me a story. She had to move the fruit because they been pulling these capers. Let me tell you something. This is what the little muffins do, y'all. Little muffin, the big muffin, Leah, she grab a little chair, slides it up to the counter. You know what I'm saying? Pilfers the victuals, as many as she can grab. You know what I'm saying? And then her and Lizzie split the spoils. But they took it to the next level. They done pilfered the bananas and took them to the room. They ain't even sit. They usually sit on the kitchen floor and eat them. They took them to the room. And she said they peeled the bananas back, you know what I'm saying, and smashed them. And when they couldn't peel the bananas back no further, where they couldn't peel it no more, they just smashed them up. So then you walking in there, these niggas got bananas everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They had to move the banana to a whole nother location. But I already knew that last end of the counter going toward the laundry room, Leah been peeled. I caught her last week trying to get sunflower seeds out of daddy's lunch bag. She up there and Lizzie standing guard by the chair, looking. Like, nigga, hurry up. They gonna come. I said, y'all can't have these sunflower seeds. Y'all gonna choke. I'm talking about I done seen her pull capers to get chips. It was one day I look up, this nigga got popcorn. Where's you getting the popcorn from? The bag is on the floor. She done pulled the caper. Can't even really get mad at her because like Lil Muffin say, because Lil Muffin used to pull capers like that in her day. Just like that too. Just like that. Used to pull them capers. You know what I'm saying? That's why we can't even really beat them for it, because Lil Muffin know because I didn't beat her for it. I just say I would rather you ask than to climb up on this chair and go get it. You know what I'm saying? I'll get it for you. You know what I'm saying? Lil Muffin just like her mama. She gonna pull the chair. I done seen him do it. I done seen Leah go up there, hit the counter, get the victuals, and her and Lizzie is sitting on the floor eating the snacks. Like, how can I even beat you for this? The ingenuity that you use to get the snack, I just got to go ahead and let you finish it. That's what I used to do to Lil Muffin. That's what I used to do to Kiana when she was little. I can't even chastise you for this. Because the ingenuity you just, like, how did you put this together to know this is what you would do to reach this, to get it? I can't even do nothing about it. Revelation 2:17. It's funny. Sometimes I just sit back and watch them. They don't even be knowing you. It's funny when you see children doing stuff and you don't know you looking. You see the looks on their faces while they doing it. Because Lizzie be looking out like, boy, I can't wait. Lizzie be looking like, boy, I can't wait. I said, hey, man, them my nieces, though. What you gonna do? He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the synagogues. To him that overcome will I give to eat of the hidden manna. Notice that when we read in Hosea, he said, I laid meat out for him. And will give him a white stone, and in a stone a new name written, which no man knew, saving he that received it. And unto the angel of the synagogue in Thyatira write, these things saith the Son of Elohim, who have his eyes like unto a flame of fire, and his feet are like fine brass. Ain't that amazing that people love to say that Revelation 1 is an example and the Lord himself telling you he black? Now, how you going to get around that? Y'all hear me? Did the Lord just tell you that he was black? Did he just tell it to you? I need more than one person. I need more than one witness on this. Did the Lord just tell you he was black? Clear as day, didn't it? He say, thus saith the Son of the Most High, the Son of God, the Son of Elohim, the Son of the power, the Son of the Mighty One, the Son of Yah. Well, my feet look like brass. What we looked at to let us know his feet look like brass? Who remember? Since we dealing with the house, who remember what we looked at on that? Anybody? Anybody? What did we look at to let us know that? In Exodus 27, right, he said to lay that brass on that wood, on that altar, right? Make you an altar of shittim wood and overlay it with brass. Thank the Lord for understanding. How many, before the Lord let you see that there, how many of y'all would have thought, boy, that's the Lord on the tree? You just thought that was a ordinance by the altar of wood, didn't you? That's how we know he's black, because the law tells us. He said, I know thy works and charity and service and faith and thy patience and thy works, and the last to be more than the first. You know what he mean when he say the last to be more than the first? That means you went harder than what you did when you started. Y'all ought to keep that in mind. You know that's what that means, right? You know what that means, right? Your works in the last are more than the first. That means you went harder than when you started. Some of you niggas' works ain't no good from the first. You ain't even got out the starting block. They been shot the gun to go run the 100 relay, and you still sitting there wondering like when I'm supposed to go. Say you supposed to clock in at 9 o'clock, you still ain't got to work. It's 11:45. Come on back over here to Isaiah 7. Because guess what? Hold on. Psalms 127:1. Because he said if you don't want to believe, you ain't going to be established. You got to be established in the Mashiach. That means you got to believe the testimony. You can't get the Ruach HaKodesh without it. Psalm 127:1. I'll go ahead and read you verse 2 while I'm at it. Except Yah build the house, they labor in vain. Except Yah build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except Yah keep the city, the watchmen wait but in vain. Listen what this man tell you. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he give his beloved sleep. Now he just sat back and told you, if the work you doing ain't a Yah, it's for nothing. Remember what Gamaliel told them people? If this work don't be an Elohim, it's going to come to nothing. So that's sitting back showing you, when we go back and we look at Acts chapter 5, the work the disciples doing, they were building the house by Yah, wasn't it? But what y'all think that mean? It's worthless for you to rise up early to sit up late. On a natural level, it don't make no sense for your stupid behind to go to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning and you know you got to get up at 8. You should have been took your black behind to sleep. That's what some of you niggas do, sit up all night and then got to get up early and complain about how sleepy you were. You sat up all night doing nothing. Nothing. What you think this mean? To eat the bread of sorrows, he give his beloved sleep. You think about it. Come on back to Isaiah 7. You just think about it. See if somebody got something. What you think that mean? Eat the bread of sorrows, he give his beloved sleep. I'm excited. No. Man, it was nighttime when Hamashiach went and died. It was late. He said, I'm exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death. He said he was troubled in spirit. And what did they end up doing? He ate bread, didn't he? He gave his beloved sleep. He said, it's finished. He was on the tree. He said, it's finished. I'm finna rest from all my labors. I'm going to sleep. I'm taking a nap. I'm going to holler at you in 3 days. We already know from the book of Exodus, he said this was a Sabbath of rest and he was refreshed. He was made new. These stupid niggas think the Lord actually talking about that the Father in heaven had to go to sleep. If your God don't sleep, what are you talking about he was refreshed for? Because he's talking about the resurrection of the dead, dummy, regeneration. Isaiah 7. All right, I get with it in a minute. Somebody mute your phone, man. I hear a whole conversation about how old somebody is, man. I don't care. I got you, bro. Just hold on. Hey, man, mute your phone, man. Isaiah 7:10. Moreover, Yah spake again unto Ahaz, saying, ask thee a sign of Yah thy Elohim. Ask it either in the depth or in the height above. If he said ask it in the depth, y'all know what the depth is, right? The grave. He said, ask it in the grave or ask it in the heavens, right? But Ahaz said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt Yah. And he said, hear ye now, O house of David. It is a small thing for you to weary men, but will you weary my Elohim also? Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Immanuel. Butter and honey shall he eat, that he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. And before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that thou abhor shall be forsaken of both her kings. Now to answer the brother question, reincarnation is these niggas will turn around and say they David reborn. They Paul reborn. That's straight nonsense. Regeneration means the reanimation of your flesh. The resurrection of the dead. When you hear refreshing, regeneration, resurrection of the dead, it's all the same thing. You're going to be reanimated. That means everybody who in the grave, they got to be reanimated. Ain't nobody walking around here with the spirit of Paul. Talking about, I'm Paul. You not Paul, nigga. You got some of them niggas in New York right now talking about, I'm the apostle Paul reincarnated. You know what I'm saying? No, nigga, you smoking crack, homeboy. You on LSD, nigga. But look at the... Man, nigga just talking. Nigga just talking. Yeah, they nigga just talking. All he's saying is he that commits sin is of the devil. Whoever you lend your member service to, obey to him whom you are obey, whether sin unto death or life unto righteousness. If you follow after Hamashiach, then the Most High Yah is your father. If you commit sin, Satan your father. The lesser light to rule the night and the greater light to rule the day. All it is whichever lifestyle you choose to lead, that's who your daddy is. We all got one creator, but we only got one father. It's appointed unto men once to die, and after that judgment. Ain't nobody dying and coming back. Which soul he gonna judge? He talking about, I've been here 5 times, so which one he gonna judge? So was you righteous 3 times and wicked 2? Or was you wicked all 5? Was you wicked 1 time and righteous all 4? Or was you righteous 4 times and then you died, you was wicked on the 5th one, so he gonna condemn you to hell on the 5th one? Or he gonna let you in the kingdom on the 4th one? Man, all them niggas do is try to do is make you think you got an opportunity to get right. Niggas ain't nothing but some sinners. Tell them niggas take that weed out their mouth and their fingers out their booty and live upright. That's what they need to start doing. Nigga around here digging in their booty and they sniffing it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like this here, but can't. He can tell everybody what he wanted to. I could tell niggas I'm the Minute Man. That don't mean I'm the Kool-Aid Man. I could tell them I'm the Minute Man. The dude who rode on the horseback talking about the British are coming. The British are coming. You could be whoever you want to be, man. You know what I'm saying? You could tell people I'm Sam Cooke, I'm Marvin Gaye reincarnated. That don't mean I'm gonna believe it. If a nigga came and told you that on some regular stuff, you'll look at them like they stupid. They come with the word, you give credence to it. I'm Adam reincarnated. Man, the first thing I'm gonna look at, boy, what have you been smoking? Man, somebody, man, call it, man, Baker Act this nigga. This nigga needs psychiatric help. Six years. That niggas need psychiatric help. Man, I ain't never believed that. I ain't had no book to back it. I called a nigga like this here and cracked the dome and him and Plaza on that. He talking about, yeah, man, see, John the Baptist was Elijah reincarnated. I say, yeah. I say, when Elijah went into heaven, he sent his spirit down on Elisha. I say, when the prophet seen Elisha, they say the spirit of Elijah doth rest on Elisha. I say, so which one is he? Is he Elijah or is he Elisha? Nigga stood there looking at me stupid. Dude on the side say, well, you know the Bible. I say, yeah, you better know it. Nigga can't sell me anything. Man, all them niggas ought to go to hell for lying. I'm be honest with you, man. Oh, man, that nigga a false prophet. I'll call any false prophet out. I ain't got no problem with it. Jermaine Grant a false prophet. Nathaniel Seven, Tahar, Johanna, all them niggas sour deal because ain't none of them teaching no clean, sanctified life. All of them telling niggas they can sin and do what they want to do. Ain't none of them teaching nobody the Lord that they might believe on them. They ain't doing nothing but leading the people to damnation and degradation, telling them they got a chance to get right at the wilderness. You better get it right now. You know what I'm talking about? They ain't teaching these people how to be born Elohim. They ain't teaching no man how to be no man. They ain't teaching. You think walking around talking about that's right and walking in the military line mean you a man and you around here sinning every day? You know what I'm talking about? Get what? They can call me what they want to call me. I don't care what they call me, man. Y'all. Man, we don't even fool with all that there, man. I crashed that on general principle. That's nothing. Because like this here, man, I'm telling you something. I'm dead serious, though, man. I'm talking about I'm dead serious, though, man. By the grace of Yahshua, man, boy, I'm nice with this. I'm nice with this. What we looking at right now, them niggas gonna say I'm lying. If I show them what that Genesis 49 really talking about, man, I'm nice with this, man. Let them niggas alone. They blind leaders of the blind, and if they both be blind, they all gonna fall in the ditch. Let them niggas go to hell. I don't even waste my time thinking about them niggas. I don't watch what they post. I don't watch their videos. I care less what they teaching. If they teaching what I'm teaching, I'm gonna say praise the Lord. I don't care what them niggas talking about. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, I don't waste my energy about what they talking about. I wouldn't debate them niggas on it unless they wanted to come see me. Then when you come see me, I'm going to hold my own. Now, what's the key thing that man just said in verse 16? When he said the land that thou abhor shall be forsaken of both her kings. When this child that was born that was called Immanuel, was the two kings still in the land of Israel or not? They was in the land of Israel when this virgin, they were there. So that's how you know it wasn't talking about him. It was talking about somebody else. Matthew 1. Before we even get to Matthew 1, Leviticus 26 and 10. I'm going to work it down before we get to Matthew 1. Let's prove he was Immanuel. Y'all want to prove he was Immanuel? Y'all know what Immanuel means? Elohim is with us. Let's see if Elohim was with us or not. Let's see if God was with us. That's what y'all want to see. Well, let's see then. I got 45 minutes. Leviticus 26 and 10. You shall eat old store and bring forth the old because of the new. So what does that mean, gentlemen? You'll eat old store and bring forth the old because of the new? What is that taking us back to, gentlemen? Think real hard now. You'll eat old store and bring forth the old because of the new. That is because precept must be upon precept and line upon line, because here a little, there a little. Every scribe which is instructed into the kingdom of heaven bring things out of his treasure, what? New and old. Man, I'm telling you about precept upon precept, way in the law now, wasn't it? Verse 11 of Leviticus 26, I will set my tabernacle amongst you, and my soul shall not abhor you, and I will walk among you, and I will be your Elohim, and ye shall be my people. So now we need to see, did he set his tabernacle amongst us, right? Then we got to see if he didn't hate us once he set his tabernacle amongst us. Then we need to see, did he walk amongst us, that he might be our power and we might be his people. We're going to need to ascertain that, ain't we? Let's do it. John chapter 2, verse 16. Let's do it then. Let's go ahead and shut these niggas' mouth. He said he called his name Immanuel. His name was Immanuel when he manifested on the earth, you idiotic fool. You want his name to be Immanuel. His name couldn't be Immanuel. We already know why his name wasn't Immanuel literally. Because the Yahshua son of Nun and Yahshua the high priest son of Jehoshaphat, right? We know Yahshua HaMashiach got many names, right? Zion, Jerusalem, Ariel. You know what I'm saying? He got many names. He's a man of many hats. He's a jack of all trades and a master of them all. We ain't gonna say like the people, he's a jack of all trades but a master of none. Not Yahshua HaMashiach. He a master of all trades and a master of them all. Absolutely, amen. Thank the Lord. John 2 and 16, 17, I should say. Matter of fact, I'll make it 14. 13, we'll show you where he did this here at. The Jews' Passover was at hand, and Yahshua went up to Jerusalem and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves and changers of money sitting. And when he made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables, and said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence. Make not my father's house a house of merchandise. That's what Nehemiah did when he caught them people selling the Sabbath. He said, you come around here one more time, I'm going to put hands on you. You know what I'm saying? Then people came around there with that nonsense, and what the Lord did, he whooped these niggas. I'm going to put hands on you. You know what I'm saying? Don't make this place a place of merchandise, because that's what they were trying to do. Because the house of Yah is supposed to be a place of rest. It was the Sabbath. A house of rest, day of rest. Yahshua the Sabbath. He the house. Y'all coming trying to make this place a place of merchandise. I'm going to have to get y'all from around here. He said, his disciples remember that it was written, the zeal of thine house have eaten me up. Then answered the Jews and said unto him, what sign show thou unto us, seeing thou do these things? Yahshua answered and said unto him, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. Then said the Jews, 46 years was this temple in building, wilt thou rear it up in 3 days? But he spake of the temple of his body. Let's look at Ezekiel 37:26 then. Let's get a witness. Make it 26. Ezekiel 37:26. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant. I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. My tabernacle also shall be with them. Yea, I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall know that I, Yah, do sanctify Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. Y'all do know that this man did that, a covenant of peace, right? Didn't John chapter 10, the Mashiach said he came to give you peace and give you peace in more abundance? Ain't that what he told you? Y'all hear me? Now come on over here, man. Let's look at 2 Corinthians 6:16 then. After we look at 2 Corinthians 6:16, let's look at John 14:15. Because we already read in Ephesians 3:17 to let the love of Hamashiach dwell in your hearts by faith. That means Elohim is with us. This is not only dealing with this man walking on the earth, but him living in you. Oh, y'all didn't catch that part, did you? What agreement have the temple of Elohim with idols? For ye are the temple of the living Elohim. As Elohim have said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their people. I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith Yah, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you, and will be a father unto you. And ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith Yah Almighty. Now he just quoted what Leviticus said, right? Let's look what Hamashiach said in John 14:15. What did Hamashiach pray for in John 17? What did he pray for? He prayed for us to be made perfect in one, that we might be in the Father as he is in the Father, right? Elohim is with us. Elohim is with us. He shall be called Immanuel. If you love me, keep my commandments, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it see him not, neither know him, but ye know him, for he dwell with you and shall be in you. That means Elohim is with you. 2 Peter 1:4 now. With Elijah and Elisha, that's just that's a similitude of when the Mashiach got taken into heaven and sent the Spirit down on Pentecost. 2 Peter 1:3. According as his divine power has given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness, through the knowledge of him that have called us to glory and virtue. Because if you do not believe, you will not be established. whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these you might be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust. When you begin to become don't you think if you be a partaker of the divine nature, that means Elohim is with you? Wouldn't y'all say that? Let's see if he walked amongst us in Matthew chapter 4. Let's see if he walked amongst us. Then Luke chapter 13. Then John chapter 18. I'm not sure if he walked amongst us or not. Because he said he would walk amongst us and we would be his people, right? John 4 and 12. Now when Yahshua had heard that John was cast into prison, he departed into Galilee. And leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is upon the seacoast, in the borders of Zebulun and Naphtali, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles, the people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in the region and shadow of death, light is sprung up. From that time, Yahshua began to preach and to say, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Let's look at about verse 23. Yahshua went about all Galilee, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing all manner of sickness and disease, all manner of sickness, all manner of disease among the people. His fame went throughout Syria. They brought him unto all the sick people that were taken with diverse diseases and torments, those which were possessed with devils, those which were lunatic, those that had the palsy, and he healed them. And there followed him great multitudes of people from Galilee, from Decapolis, from Jerusalem, from Judea, and from beyond Jordan. Even in John chapter 4, didn't he tell that Samaritan woman he had to go because other places he had to go to preach the word? We know from Hebrews chapter 1, he said we have a sanctuary which the Lord pitched and not man. He said his house. We already know this, those of y'all who've been hearing it and been going, we already know from what we looked at in Exodus that Yahshua is the tabernacle of witness, right? We working our way up to looking at him as Solomon's house, right? So that means the tabernacle was amongst men. The tabernacle was amongst men. Let's look at Luke 13 to see if the tabernacle was walking amongst men. He said, I'll set my tabernacle in the midst of you. That's what he said, right? He said, I said, and right there, my tabernacle amongst you, my soul will not abhor you. That means hate you. Because we know Elohim so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, that all that believe on him might not perish, right? So I set my house amongst you so that I not hate you. Didn't Luke chapter 1 verse 68 say Yah has redeemed his people and visited us with a horn of salvation in the house of his servant David, as he spoke by the mouth of his Kodesh prophet since the world began? Then he said, I'll walk among you, I'll be your people. Luke 13 and 32. And he said unto them, go ye and tell that fox, behold, I cast out devils and do cures today and tomorrow, and the third day I shall be perfected. Nevertheless, I must walk today and tomorrow and the day following, for it cannot be that a prophet perish out of Jerusalem. That means if he walking, he traversing the land, right? We know he doing that because of Abraham, right? Let's look at John 8 and 58, and let's see what he told them people. Because he said, I'll walk amongst them, and I'll be their Elohim, I'll be their God, they'll be my people, right? Ain't that what he said? 8 and 56 of the book of St. John. I'm finna get ready to let y'all roll. It's 11:12. We started a little late. Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad. When did Abraham see Hamashiach's day, gentlemen? Not then. When did he see Hamashiach's day, gentlemen? What did he see in Genesis chapter 15? Didn't he see a furnace in the midst of something? You know, Abraham seen Hamashiach's death too. Go look in Genesis chapter 15. He's seen his death. He's seen his day. What he kept telling them people? My hour hadn't come yet. It's not my time. It's not my day, right? Abraham seen it. He said, then said the Jews unto him, thou art not yet 50 years old, and thou hast seen Abraham? Yahshua said unto them, truly, truly, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am. Then they took up stones to cast at him, but Yahshua hid himself and went out of the temple, going through the midst of them, and so passed by. What did Hamashiach just tell these people in the 58th verse? What did he just tell the people in the 58th verse? No, he just told them he was God. He just said, he said, I am. What does Exodus 3 and 14 say? Tell him, I am that I am sent me, right? You think the people didn't know what that man was talking about when he said that? Why you think they wanted to stone him? You think they wanted to stone him just because he said before Abraham seen his day? When he said before Abraham was, I am, they knew exactly what he was saying. They knew exactly what he was saying. So guess what that means? I set my tabernacle amongst you that I would not abhor you, and I will walk amongst you, and I will be your Elohim. I will be your God, and you'll be my people. Let's see if the 10th chapter of John make that known that that's going to be his people. In the 16th verse. Make it 15. Make it 14. So guess what that's going to manifest and show when Hamashiach dwell in you? That Elohim is with you. Elohim is with us. That's the whole purpose of receiving the man's spirit, to show that Elohim is with us. That's why he say, if you love one another, then the whole world will know that ye are my disciples, and that the Father has sent me. He said, other sheep I have which are not of this fold, them I also must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. I'm sorry, I didn't read verse 14. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and have known of mine. As the Father know me, even so know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And other sheep I have which are not of this fold, them I also must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and they shall be one fold and one shepherd. Therefore doth the Father love me, because I lay down my life, that I may take it again. No man take it from me. I lay it down of myself. I have power to lay it down. I have power to take it again. This commandment have I received of my Father. Let's go look at 2 Chronicles chapter 6, and let's begin the process of running it down. I'm not going to get everything in 2 Chronicles 6, because we're at the 2-hour mark, and that could take all day, all in itself. But we're going to look at a couple things in 2 Chronicles chapter 6. And Lord will, we will begin to revisit this here on the morrow. 2 Chronicles chapter 6. Start at verse 1. Listen what he says. Then Solomon said, Yah have said that he would dwell in the thick darkness. But I have built a house of habitation for thee, and a place for thy dwelling forever. And the king turned his face and blessed the whole congregation of Israel, and the congregation of Israel stood. And he said, Blessed be Yah Elohim of Israel, who have with his hands fulfilled that which he spake with his mouth to my father David, saying, Since the day I brought forth my people out of the land of Egypt, I chose no city among all the tribes of Israel to build a house in, that my name might be there. Neither chose I any man to be a ruler over my people. But I have chosen Jerusalem, that my name might be there, and have chosen David to be over my people Israel. So what y'all think that could mean? He chose Jerusalem to place his name, and David to be over his people. What does Jerusalem mean, gentlemen? What does Shiloh mean, gentlemen? Means the same thing. And what is a Mashiach? The Prince of Peace, right? He say, take my yoke upon thee, right? I give you rest, right? So that means, why you think this man say, I came in my Father's name and you believe me not? Because I placed my name there. He is Jerusalem. He's your peace, right? He's your city. Remember when we looked at building the Tower of Babel? What the people were trying to build? What they were trying to get? A city and a name. A city and a name. A city and a name. Don't you know when you dwell in the Mashiach, his name on you? What did Paul tell us in 2 Timothy 2:19? The foundation of Elohim stands sure. The Lord knows those that are his, and let everyone that name the name of Mashiach, let him depart from iniquity. Perfect in one, right? Abide in me and I in you. Immanuel. Elohim is with us. That means y'all got to learn the process, man. This thing got to be in your heart. You got to learn to dwell in the word and the word to dwell in you. That way you will not fulfill the lust of the flesh because you walk in the spirit, because Immanuel. Every time you read anything about the spirit being in somebody, you ought to think about who? Immanuel. You ought to think about if you're trying to receive the Ruach HaKodesh, what you ought to be thinking about? Immanuel. You want Elohim to be with you. Acts chapter 17. Hold the 2 Chronicle chapter 6. I'm finna wind this down. Y'all follow what I'm talking about though? Acts 17 verse 26. Make it 24. This does not mean that you ain't supposed to get no synagogue. It's not what this means. Elohim that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is the Lord of heaven and earth, dwell not in temples made with hands. Neither is worship with men's hands as though he need anything, seeing he give to all life and breath and all things. And have made of one blood all nations of men for to dwell on all the face of the earth, and have determined the times before appointed and the bounds of their habitation, that they should seek the Lord, if happily they might feel after him and find him, though he be not far from every one of us. For in him we live and move, and we have our being, as certain also of your own poets have said, for we are also his offspring. You notice the key thing he said, that this man, we all ought to seek after him, that we might live in him, and that he might live in us. Y'all get that? What did we read when we looked at 1 John 1? He said that our fellowship might be with the Father in Yahshua HaMashiach, right? You know what fellowship is, right? That's oneness. We on one accord. We on one accord. Come on back to 2 Chronicle chapter 6. They so worried about why his name wasn't Immanuel, and they wasn't looking at the action of what Immanuel meant. It's only mentioned in the book one time. See, they got to throw that away. See, he wasn't born no virgin. But then they go say how he the son of Joseph. Why it say Luke 20:23, son of Joseph, as it was supposed? Because people thought Joseph was his daddy. What else was they going to think? They thought Joseph. What else would the people think? Why would they think anything else that Joseph would be his daddy? Why would they think anything else? You know, I'm talking about the people though. I'm talking about at that time. I mean, what else would they think? What else you gonna think? Look at here about verse 13. 2 Chronicle chapter 6. I'm gonna revisit some of this other stuff, Lord will, on the morrow. For Solomon made a brazen scaffold of 5 cubits long and 5 cubits broad and 3 cubits high, and set it in the midst of the court, and upon it he stood. Do y'all know what a scaffold is? Y'all know what it lifts you up, right? John 3:14. Remember what we looked at, what Paul said, that you could know the breadth, the length, and the height? Say Solomon went and made a brazen scaffold. You know what the word brazen represent? You know what that is? That's brass, Anna. That's brass right there. You know what color brass is? It's brown, ain't it? Most trees, what color they is? Brown. 3 and 14, Book of John. And he said he stood on that scaffold too. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have eternal life. For Elohim so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Come on back to 2 Chronicles chapter 6. Let's read 13. For Solomon had made a brazen scaffold of 5 cubits long and 5 cubits broad and 3 cubits high. And he set it in the midst of the court, just like Hamashiach was in the midst. And upon it he stood and kneeled down upon his knees before all the congregation of Israel, and spread forth his hands towards heaven, and said, O Yah Elohim of Israel, there is no Elohim like thee in heaven, nor in the earth, which keep covenant, and show mercy unto thy servants that walk before thee with all their hearts. Thou which hast kept with thy servant David, my father, that which thou hast promised him, and spake with thy mouth, and hast fulfilled it with thy hand, as it is this day. Now therefore, O Yah Elohim of Israel, keep with thy servant David, my father, that which thou hast promised him, saying, there shall not fail thee a man in my sight to sit upon the throne of Israel. Yet so that thy children take heed to their way to walk in my law, as thou hast walked before me. Now then, O Yah Elohim of Israel, let thy word be verified, which thou hast spoken unto thy servant David. But will Elohim in very deed dwell with men on the earth? Behold, heaven and the heaven of heavens cannot contain thee. How much less this house which I have built? What you think Solomon praying about? Solomon is actually praying about the dedication of the temple. We ain't looked at the building of the temple yet. We looking at him praying at the dedication of the temple. He just said, right, after he made this brazen scaffold and spread his hands towards heaven, that he kept covenant and mercy with those who walked before him with all our heart. And he fulfilled the word which he promised to his father David, right? Well, let's look at Luke 1 and 68. I referenced it. We'll read verse 31 first. I don't know why these men hate the Lord so bad. They think they hurting me because they hate him. Yeah, they hate him. Man told you if they hated me, they hate me and my father. It is what it is. What you going to do about it? And thou shalt conceive, and behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son. Thou shalt call his name Yahshua. He shall be great. He shall be called the Son of the Highest. Yah Elohim shall give unto him the throne of his father David, and he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever and ever, and his kingdom there shall be no end. Let's look at verse 68 then. Blessed be Yah Elohim of Israel, for he has visited and redeemed his people. If he visited his people, that means he would have to be amongst them now, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you say that? And he raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his Kodesh prophets, which have been since the world began, that he should save us from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers, and to remember his Kodesh covenant, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham. So he kept his word to keep that covenant and mercy, right? Hebrews 9 and 14 then. Make it about 9 and 20. We'll wrap this thing on up. Y'all got to realize, when this man was on the earth, and when this man sent the Ruach HaKodesh down, Elohim is with us from that moment forward. Yeah, it's about 11:30. Hebrews 9 and about 19. Matter of fact, make it about 16. For where a testament is, there also must necessity be the death of the testator. For a testament is a force after men are dead, and otherwise it is of no strength at all while the testator live. Whereupon neither the first testament was dedicated without blood, for when Moses had spoken every precept to all the people according to the law, he took the blood of the calves and of the goats with the water and the scarlet wool and hyssop, and sprinkled both the book and all the people, saying, This is the blood of the testament which Elohim have enjoined unto you. You know, enjoined mean that would be Levi, right? And if you join the Yah, that means Yah dwell in you, which would be Zebulon. Because you know in John 14, he said, anybody who keep my commandments, my Father will love it, and we would make our abode with him. Ain't that what he said? That means he will dwell with him. Elohim dwell with me. How many of y'all want Immanuel to dwell with you? Then you got to sit back and look at what you're doing to get Elohim to dwell with you. Hebrews 2:11. This is what he tell you now. For both he that sanctifieth and they who are sanctified, all are one. For which cause he's not ashamed to call them brethren. You got to ask yourself right now, is the Lord ashamed to call you a brother, or would he be proud to say that's my brother? Would he be ashamed or would he be proud? The only way he would be ashamed is because your behavior is not reflective. Which means he don't dwell in you and you don't dwell in him. Which means Immanuel is not with you. He said, will the heavens of heaven contain thee? He said, how much? He said, will Elohim indeed dwell with men? He said, the heavens of heavens can't contain thee. How much is this house that I built? But guess what? He made this man a man and put his spirit in him, and therefore he was able to contain him. Even when he went far above the heaven. That's why he said the height and the depth. He said no matter whether you go into the grave or whether you go into heaven, he said thou art there. Ain't that what Job told you? Whether I go into hell or whether I go into heaven, he said you there. Ephesians 4:8. After that, Matthew 13:47. We call it a night right there. We'll continue on in the daytime hour. Lord spare our life. Ephesians 4:8. Wherefore he saith, when he ascended up on high, he led captivity captive and gave gifts unto men. Now that he ascended, what is it, but he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth? He that descended is the same also that ascended up far above all heavens, that he might fill all things. Because he said the heavens of heavens can't contain thee. How much more the house that I built for you be able to contain? Because he had to fill everything, the heavens and the earth, right? Didn't we already read that? Where he said, when the height or the depth, that man, we're talking about whether it be heaven or in the grave, boy, he there, he got to feel it. He got to feel it. Yeah, we already read that. That's what I'm talking about. He got to feel it. He got to feel it. And this also tie into what we started off looking at a Hosea. And that 11th chapter, just so you know, where he sat back and said, I know I took them by their arms, but they knew not that I healed them. Because he said, Father, forgive them. They knew not what they do. They had no idea that man would come in to heal them. See, we're going to come back and visit this again and more in depth at another time. He said, I drew them with the cords of a man. Hamashiach were trying to draw him. Say, no man can come unto me except what? My Father drawing. He said with bands of love. He said greater love had no man of this. A man lay his life down for his friends. He said he laid meat unto him because he said the meat was his flesh, right? But the people backslided. They wouldn't exalt him, right? They wouldn't say that's the king of the Jews. They say he was the king of the Jews. That he said it. They said crucify him instead of exalt him, didn't they? Matthew 13:47. Don't worry, we're going to come back and go more in depthly and really dig off into it more and more and more and more, Lord will. Y'all hear me? Yeah, I'll get with you in a minute, just a minute, because we finna wrap it up. I got you in just a moment. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind. When it was full, they drew to the shore and sat down and gathered the good into the vessels, but cast the bad away. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angel shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Yahshua said unto them, have you understood all these things? Y'all understood all these things? Praise the Lord. They said unto him, yea, Lord. Then he said unto them, therefore every scribe which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder, which bring forth out of his treasure things new and old. Praise ye Yah for Yahshua HaMashiach in the word. Thank the Lord.